Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. My name is Kyle. I appreciate you hanging out with me, being here for a few minutes. I got about 20 minutes or so of stuff, just thrift store finds that I found out in the wilds. I was on another road trip up in Virginia. If you're been to the channel before, you know that I talk about road trips and I do a lot of vacationing, working while on vacation. In a given year, I'm out about 3 months or so on average of a year. And that's because of this reselling business. I love the flexibility, both physically and financially, that this business has provided for my life. It certainly has changed my life. And that's one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel, is sharing my experiences because of how much I love reselling and how much it's personally done for my life. But I was up in Virginia. The past few trips have actually been to Virginia. And that's one thing that I love about these road trips, is wherever I go, I can find thrift stores or estate sales, garage sales, and the like. And I discover a lot of new places doing that. If I'm going to a bigger city, sometimes it's the 30-minute radius. Well, I'll just search for thrift stores, and it brings me into neighborhoods. It brings me into new locales that I otherwise probably wouldn't have visited. So it's a great way to discover this beautiful land that we all live in. Plus, out and finding treasures and selling that stuff, it helps mitigate the damage that is done to my wallet. So it's a symbiotic relationship.
Here at a Goodwill in Charlottesville, Virginia, I talk a lot about buying and selling board games. And unfortunately, Amazon has restricted me on a lot of different brands. Like this Risk game I would have picked up in the past, and this Monopoly Pokemon. However, I'm restricted now. It's a sad day. I've in the past, I've talked a lot about selling board games because they were so profitable, easy to find, specifically through Amazon FBA program, which I would sell on. However, I'm just restricted so much anymore. So it's I've kind of moved on from talking and selling to as many board games, but I did find these How to Host a Murder, these old vintage, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s. They only sell for about 25 bucks a piece, but they're brand new. Goodwill's asking $4 a piece. I'll actually lot these up and sell them for 50 bucks on eBay. So it was a fun little find. I don't find these racks in my local Goodwill, so this was exciting. Just racks and racks of awesome stuff to get my dirty reseller hands on. And this was another example. I found this Quelf game, and I have a whole video just on this board game. I made it last summer. Of all my reselling years, this is the thing that I've sold the most of individually. I've sold hundreds of copies of this. I've sold over $7,000 in sales of just this one board game, and now I am restricted from selling it on Amazon. So those Quelf days are now over, sadly. But at the end of each store here, I'm going to do a quick kind of overview, see where we stand for gross sales on the road trip here. This Washington, I found both these hats. They were asking $4, more than I'd want to spend typically on used hats for sure. But two of the best teams in the NFL, and I'll actually wait to sell these until the fall when they'll have more value for football fans and the football season's going on. I think I can get like 15 to 20 bucks, maybe 15 on the conservative end, something like that. And I picked these up, especially that Washington Redskins. Now they're the Washington Commanders. So people are still looking for that old logo. It can sometimes carry a little bit more of a premium than the more modern logo, Washington Commanders logo. Then we're in another thrift store here in Charlottesville. This one was slim pickings, but I did find this Genie garage door remote. It was brand new in the box. They're only asking $3. Keep an eye out for these things if you don't already know. Some of these garage door openers can sell upwards of 40, 50 bucks. And people are losing them, people are breaking them. So they're always going on eBay and getting replacements or, second or third copies that they can program for the garage door. So not a huge sale here, but only $15 to $20 for that one. I always like to check out the lotions, shampoos, stuff to make you smell and look pretty. And I did find these little boxes. They were marked for $1. Didn't know what they were. They're like, I don't know, some sort of eye solution. They were expired 2027. These are for animals. I wasn't sure if I would be allowed to sell them, but they're not prescription based or anything. So I checked that barcode and found out they're over 30 bucks, which is really cool. As they were only $1 each, and I ended up finding 5 of these, so it's a fantastic find. Only $5 into these things, and I'm going to get over $150 in sales on these little things, and it's super cheap and simple to pack up and ship out. Then I find this ibex wool vest, and this is another thing. I'm gonna hold on to this until the fall when it's colder weather. You can certainly sell these year round, but I think I'll get a little bit more of a premium selling this in colder weather, because if you're wearing these things, that's the ibex, kind of looks like a devil logo. You can see it sells for like 60 bucks used. So this is fantastic find, and you don't want to wear this in the summer unless you're a masochist. And we're off to Tennessee, Irwin, Tennessee. Change is possible. Love this little message on the window. If you have breath in your body, heart in your chest, and you don't like what things are doing, then you can still have change in your life. Change is always possible. Then we find an actual board game that I can sell. Ironically enough, I was just saying that I couldn't. But I find this Heads Up game. It's unused, it's brand new and brand new inside the box. And on Amazon, it sells for a little over 20 bucks. This store is only asking 4 bucks. You can see it's 22 bucks in collectible condition. So I'll profit more than about $8 to $9 overall on this game. So I did pick that one up. I don't think there's too much, but I have another Washington Redskins thing coming up, and this is super vintage looking cup. I was really torn on this thing. 3 bucks is extremely expensive, but it was really unique. I had never seen this before. Anytime something is unique that I haven't seen, especially doing this, the longer I do this, you tend to see more and more of the same things, which is cool. You can, it makes the thrifting process simpler and faster. And anytime I see something unique, obviously it's got to catch my eye and make me look it up. So this, I found a little sticker there, and it's where you can like stick it to your dash and then connect your cup so it doesn't fly all over the car. But I wasn't going to pick this up. There was no real comps, but I wasn't sure. I was on the fence, so I decided I'm gonna turn it, and if it's if it goes one way, I'm gonna leave it on the shelf. If it lands the other way, then I'm going to bring it with me, and of course it lands on the side that I have to pick it up. So we're snatching that. 3 bucks. I'm probably going to lose my 3 bucks on that. That's my guess. There's a little reseller drama for you. Some high stakes at $3. So here we have about $150 in sales. We have the Ibex vest. Again, I'll hold on to that until the fall. Maybe get like 60 bucks or so for that. This 3-button remote, I'll pop that up right away. Not a huge sale, but it sells for like 15 bucks on the conservative side of things. So we're looking at gross sales so far, 285 bucks on this trip. I think what else is an arrow that thing that I probably lost money on. And keep in mind these gross sales, I'm just keeping tabs of the gross sales. There's going to be taxes. There's going to be selling fees, shipping fees, obviously, that aren't going to be included in that number. So we're just looking, anytime I put the number up on the screen, you're looking at just the gross sales. A good, like, a third of it or so will end up being, take whatever the totals are and minus a third. This is Sharp Top Mountain. Beautiful hike in the morning up here before we went for some thrift stores. It's like 3,500 feet above normal standing on the earth, human height. So really cool hike. It's a little bit strenuous, so be prepared if you're in the area and want to take this hike. Highly recommend. Then we're back in Twice is Nice, Charlottesville, Virginia. They actually have 2 thrift stores right across from each other. They expanded, and this was really nice, and they were kind of expensive. It's kind of par for the course, I guess, when you find these kind of premium consignment shop looking places. I'm normally not going to spend $8 on shorts, on used shorts. Vineyard Vines, it's obviously a good brand. It seems like the value is kind of coming down a little bit as they're becoming more popular and producing more clothes. It doesn't have the same premium it once did. That said, these were $8. They sell for around 25 to 30 bucks. I'm going to lot these up and try to get like 50 to 55 bucks. I have $8 into them each. A little pricey, but I can still roughly double my money on that. Then I find these furry Crocs. I don't know about you. I don't wear Crocs, period, but I'm definitely not going to wear the furry ones. They were $7. Again, pretty pricey, but these furry ones have a premium. Kind of skeeves me out to have fur, especially again in the summer, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing out. Let me know if you wear furry Crocs or Crocs at all. I'm just not much of a sandal guy, but the furry thing kind of freaks me out. Then I find this $4 bag. It's a little beat up, few markings, but that that symbol on the side, that's a Timbuk2 logo. So not a lot of people know about this brand. You see that swirly there, that's a Timbuk2 logo. And these bags have some real resale value, and they're very popular, really well made bags. You can find them out in the wilds. I don't see a lot of them. Maybe this is like 5 in my history of reselling, but really high quality. They generally sell relatively quickly. If it's priced right, it'll sell really fast. But this one, I imagine I can get like maybe $40 or so for really high quality bags. So let's take a look again what we find. Those creepy furry Crocs that were $7, but they do get a premium since they have the fur, I guess, costs extra for that extra comfort and ski value. Then the 2 Vineyard Vines shorts, we're throwing them in the box, and then the Timbuk2. Get to know those logos, or any logos that it's easy to miss. People don't think that it has it's kind of like an off brand or something, but Timbuk2 is a brand to look out for. This is another SPCA. I love these SPCA, any kind of charity thrift shops, obviously for the charity value, but also they generally have a lot of stuff. They had so many mugs, it was insane. They had to like stack them and make them. No wonder they have so many, because you can't even, like, if I wanted one in there, I can't even get to it. They're just stacks upon stacks. So it's like window shopping only. Don't you dare try to get one out from the middle here. Did find a couple in here that were interested. I'm looking for unique stuff. I always look at anything that's like Starbucks, just in case, because there are a lot of Starbucks collectors. But anything that sticks out as like unique designs, or kind of vintage looking, like Fire King type things. I did find this. This is like, I forget the name of the brand. It's it'll be on the screen here in a minute. $3 is relatively expensive, and I am on the road, so I don't love selling coffee mugs. I just don't love that they're fragile unless they have a really high value. Tabwaba, I don't know how to say that. But this was like a little bit of 3D, so it was really cool. It felt cool, and it was really pretty, but there's just not a high demand. The sell-through rate on these things are really low. So I ended up leaving that behind, but I did find this also really cool, caught my eye, really pretty mug. It's like that hard enamel steel. It did have this weird like burn mark or something, and $2. And it's like a Czech Republic, made in the Czech Republic. And there were some people that were buying these on eBay, and I don't blame them, because it's a really pretty mug. Not a lot of resale value. You can see at the top there, this is very similar, like it sold for 15 plus shipping. I was gonna pick this up, but that little burn mark kind of ruined it. So I ended up leaving this behind, but I did like that it wasn't ceramic. It's not very fragile. So I thought that, it was enticing, but I ended up leaving that behind. Then I found these vintage Merrells. Obviously Merrell is an awesome brand, and I don't think I've ever seen these. I assumed they had a lot of value. I did like the cardinal sin of reselling and assumed they had value, and they just didn't, which was crazy to me, because Merrell has such a high quality product. I'm sure these are too, but these are selling for $5 at the store, and they on the high end, I could maybe get $25 for these, and that's including shipping. So I left those behind. Just weird to see Merrells that were not very profitable. And then I find these kombu. They're not very expensive, honestly. They're $5 at the store, but they're furry. I'm going to hold on to these again until November-ish, when it's colder outside. But a lot of this brand doesn't have. That's actually, you can find some brand new boots like in the $10 range of this brand. But I picked them up because I think I get a premium since they're furry and in really nice condition. Then I find these Born ankle boots, and they're like perfectly broken in. There's no damage. They're pretty clean, and they have that nice look, broken in look on the toes, where there's I think I can get like $35 to $40 overall on these things. And I'll put these up right away. This is a growing brand in popularity. Again, they're only $5. On the way up to the register, I did find this Scholastic DVD set, 16 bucks, really expensive. However, in the past, I've sold these and know they do have some value. This is something I can sell on Amazon, and when I scanned it in, you can see even used it sells for just under 58 bucks. So I can still double my money buying this at 16. I'll still make another 16. That's kind of generally what I stick to, is if I spend money, I want to double it. You know, I don't want to spend 20 bucks just to make $8 on something, for example. Oh, look, there's a Thrift Boss sticker. How cool is that person? Then this is, let's take a look. That's how to parent better, so I can stop sucking. I did find these Toms, these brand new with tags Toms down there. So they were a good find. They didn't make it into the video till now. I think I can get like maybe 30 to 35 bucks for those. So altogether, we're looking at about 540 bucks.
This trip is actually only a week long. Sometimes I go on vacations for 2 weeks or sometimes 4 weeks. And depending on the length of my vacation, in the past I'll put this video in the link below, because if it's a trip more than say 7 to 10 days, I bring my store on the road. I have a traveling selling kit, if you will, and I sell from the road. Wherever I am, I can list, ship, and sell from wherever I go. And I'll put a link to that video if you're interested.
We're at Waynesboro, Virginia. Love Inc., another small chain. They have fantastic sales. And I actually like this chain. If I'm ever in Virginia, I'm going to look this chain up again. And here we are, really clean. Reminds me of some of the Salvation Armies and Goodwills back in my area. I find this Lundberg, like bed alarm, reminds me of that old commercial, like I've fallen and I can't get up commercial. I don't know if you remember that.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Anyway, that was on sale for $1.50 and it sells for about 40 bucks. Another thing on sale, programmable thermostat, 10 bucks, 25% off, $7.50. Not a huge seller, but it sells about 30 bucks with shipping. So I'll easily double my money on that sucker there. So right away when I walk in, I find those. So that was really cool to see. Then I find this old vintage 7-Eleven, these big gulps, only $1. And this one was so cool. I've never seen this old, like, loud design on the side of the cup. Really cool. I don't know if it's like 40 ounces, 50 ounces, whatever this is. Really good condition. Awesome little find here. Brand new. It's selling for I think 25 plus shipping. And then right next to it, there's another cool old, like, vintage 90s 7-Eleven coffee break, coffee time. And this is Aladdin brand thermos. Really good condition, super clean inside. I don't even know if it was used. This one is a little bit more expensive, $3.50. No sale on these yellow tags here. I'll actually lot these up, this 7-Eleven brand. You know, I'm $4.50 into these things, and I'll lot them up together, and maybe I'll try and get like 45, 50 bucks. And obviously, I'll take a best offer of lower than that, since I really don't have very much into these things. And they're pretty unique. Who knows? It's got to be the right kind of collector that comes along. So I don't want them to sit forever. So I'll take any reasonable offer on those things. And so far, I think this might be the last thrift store on this trip. So overall, what we're looking at here, you know, this isn't going to cover my trip, but this is one thing I love. Gross 635 bucks. Again, this isn't going to cover the whole trip, but you know, I'll take a third of that overall. It's going to be a little over $400 profit, and that's going to pay for the hotel for a few nights and a few meals. So that's a really fun thing that I just love to do, and thanks for watching.